It's just a great movie.
An essential. I want to know what happened to that couple left stranded on the highway. Did they ever get a ride home? Did anybody ever pick them up? They're so funny. That whole little bit is so funny with them.
And I think those breaths of humor are so great in any film, but particularly a film like this as well.
And I love Goldie Hawn in this movie. I mean, I always, you know, we all got to know her through Laugh-In, many people through Laugh-In, and then in Cactus Flowers, she was so kind of goofy, kind of like she'd been on that. This is a whole different thing for Goldie Hawn. And I know she was also the reason he was able to get financing for the film. Nobody wanted to do the film.
That's right.
And unless he had a star attached, and she signed on, and she is so good in it.
She's so good in it.
Yeah.
She's just...
so many dimensions to her.
Well, and for having this dog with a bone, this voracious need to get her child back, an unstoppable appetite to accomplish this and do whatever it takes. She also still has this effervescence and whimsy. And
keeps her wackiness through the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of actors, you know, when they're trying to take on a more serious role, they want to shed so much of their image. They want to shed so much of themselves. And I thought she kept such a perfect balance of things we love about Goldie Hawn and yet really becoming someone else. And I like that because sometimes you feel like so much of a performance that you're like, but I still didn't see any transparency of the person you are inside that I still love. And Stephen told me another detail, which is when the townspeople in the parade that they pass through in the little Texas town hand her the little piglet, that pig actually did in fact pee on her.
Oh, really?
Yes, so that line of dialogue,
so
which
that
is like,
was all spontaneous.
Oh my God, it's peeing on me. That was real.
Oh, that's great.
I know.
That's funny.
Well, he gives me such great anecdotes. I mean, the Jaws one was so good. Really quickly, he said he had these can earphones like they had in the 70s, and he was constantly hearing Waterloo by ABBA. When they were out on the water and the mechanics of the shark just weren't working and they were having really big trouble making their days. And it just was at a point in the film where things weren't going well. And he thought that maybe Waterloo was a sign from above coming in through the cans of his ears that this was just all going to pot. And I still can't get that image now out of my head. And he really loves this program. He's so glad that we're doing it. And
good.
I will get the random message from him saying, this is a job you're doing that I'm just so proud of.
Oh, that's great.
I know.
That's great.
Always the best, you know.
And he is the best.
Acknowledgement you can have.
Yes, indeed. We're going to move on now.
Okay.
Here's the movie we have coming up next time on The Essentials. Metropolis, 1927. Fritz Lang's direction of this movie is phenomenal.
This is hands down one of the most influential movies ever made.
This is a great example of the great work being done by filmmakers in Europe before the Second World War.
I think that Metropolis is an original in every sense of the word.
From 1927, Metropolis. That's next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find out more at tcm.com. Thanks for joining us for The Essentials.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, two cinematic powerhouses talk shop in AFI's masterclass, The Art of Collaboration, Spielberg and Williams. Then Williams' score whisks you away to the West in The Man Who Loved Cat Dancing. And John Huston fights evil on Earth in The Visitor.
Check out the